हरि ओम। We chant Katho Upanishad, प्रथम अध्याय द्वितीय बल्ली, मंत्र नंबर 1। प्रथम अध्याय द्वितीय बल्ली, मंत्र नंबर 1। अन्यत् श्रेयो अन्यत् उतैव प्रेयः तेयुवे नानार्थे पुरुषगुं सनितः तयो श्रेय आददानस्य साधु भवति हियतेऽर्थाद्य उप्रेयो वृणीते श्रेयश्च प्रेयश्च मनुश्च मेधः तौ संपरित्य विभक्ति धीरः श्रेयो हि धीरो वि प्रेयसो वृणीते श्रेयो मंदो योगक्षेमात् वृणीते सत्वं प्रेयान् प्रियरूपाश्च कामान् अभिध्यायन् नचिकेतोऽत्र साक्षिः नेतागुं शृङ्कां वित्तमयीमवाप्तः यस्यां मज्जन्ति बहवो मनुष्याः दूरमेते विपरीते विशुचि अविद्याया न विद्येति ज्ञाता विद्याभिप्सिनं नचिकेतसं मन्यः नत्वा कामा बहवो विलोल्पन्ता। मंत्र 5। अविद्यायां मन्तरे वर्तमानः स्वयं धीराः पंडितमन्यमानः दन्द्रम्यमानः परियन्ति मूढाः अन्धेनैव नियमाना यथान्धाः न साम्पराय प्रतिभाति बालम् प्रमादन्तं वित्तमोहेन मूढम् अयं लोको नास्ति परैति मानि पुनः पुनर्वसम् आपद्यते मा। मंत्र 7। श्रवणायापि बहुर्भियो न लभ्यः शृण्वन्तवि बहवो यं न विद्युः आश्चर्यो वक्ता कुशलस्य लब्धा आश्चर्यो ज्ञाता कुशलानुशिष्टः। मंत्र 8। न नरेण वरेण प्रोक्त एष विज्ञेया बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः अन्यदिन प्रोक्ते गतिरत्र नास्ति ज्ञानिहतत् यम् अनुप्रमाणम् प्रोक्तान्येनैव सुज्ञानाय प्रेष्ठ यां त्वमाप सत्यधृति वर्तासि त्वादृङ्नि भूयात् नचिकेत प्रेष्ठ जानाम्यहं सेवधीरित्यन्मेत्यहम् न हि ध्रुवी प्राप्यते हे ध्रुवं तत् ततो मया नचिकेतश्चितोऽग्नि अनित्यै द्रव्यै प्राप्तवानस्मि नित्यम् कामस्याप्तिं जगत प्रतिष्ठम् क्रतोरन्यतम् अभयस्य पारम् स्तोम महत् उरुगायं प्रतिष्ठाम् दृष्ट्वा धृत्या धीरो नचिकेतोऽत्यत्राक्षिः न दुदर्शं गूढमनुप्रविष्टम् गुहाहितं गह्वरेष्ठं पुराणम् अध्यात्मयोगाधिगमेन देवं मत्वा धीरो हर्षशोको जहाति एतत् श्रुत्वा सम्परिगृह्य मर्त्यः प्रब्रूह्य धर्म्यम् अनुमेतमाप्य स मोदते मोदनीयगुं हि लब्ध्वा विवृतागुं सद्म नचिकेतसं मन्ये। Once again, एतत् श्रुत्वा सम्परिगृह्य मर्त्यः प्रब्रूह्य धर्म्यम् अनुमेत साम्यः स मोदते मोदनीयगुं हि लब्ध्वा विवृतागुं सद्म नचिकेतसं मन्ये। हरि ओम. We are entering the Katha Upanishad, Dvitiya Valli, mantra number 13. Welcome you to this session. In this Valli, as we chanted now, there are many mantras which are extraordinary. And one should remember as well as it has been repeated in Bhagavad Gita also. Like I told you, the second mantra of the Valli, that is regarding Shreyascha Preyascha Manusya Metaha, that you should remember. Okay. Second mantra of this Valli, just note down. And also, you should remember mantra number 5. Okay. That is Avidyayamantare Vartamanaha. That's a very important, because this is also repeated in the Bhagavad Gita. Andhenaiva niyamana yathanga. It's also same way. Mantra number 7. Sravanayapi bahurvyo na labhya. And this is also repeated in Bhagavad Gita. So you see how many beautiful mantras are there in this Valli that is quoted in Bhagavad Gita. Mantra number 9 also. Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. That also you remember. Okay. Now in this, before we go to 13th mantra, we have seen that 12 and 13 are important mantras which opens out the doorway to the actual part of the Upanishadic teachings. Earlier it was more of a story form. Okay. Here he says that it is difficult. It is difficult to get this, but it is so it's difficult, but it is very deep inside us. Like in the cave of our hearts, the same is present. And he said, Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena, by means of Adhyatma Yoga, by means of the knowledge of the self, the wise people get liberated. And what is the indication of that? What is the follow of that liberation? Harsha Soko Jahati. They renounce joy and sorrow. And we have seen how joy and sorrow goes out of the window when you are liberated. Okay. Now in this shloka or mantra, we see, in this mantra we see that what happens when you go through the process of acquiring the knowledge, and what are the process goes on, when you are getting the knowledge, what all happens, it is given here. So this is the second step after the mantra 12. This is the 13th mantra, and it gives you the both the way that what is the nature of the Atma, and what is the way to realize the Atma, and what is the that follow that Adhyatma Yoga, what has been talked in the previous mantra. So he is describing here how you achieve that, what is the nature of the Atma, what is the way, what is the process that you go through to gain that jnana in the Adhyatma Yoga, and what is the jnana phalam. All the three are described in this mantra. So let us look at the beginning and the word meaning of this. Etat Shrutva. The first word is, it's a sandhi श्रुत्वा जो लिखा है ना, that will be एतत् श्रुत्वा. श्रुत्वा is श्रवणं कृत्वा. After listening or after doing the श्रवण, एतत् श्रुत्वा. संपरिगृह्य. संपरिगृह्य. Parigruha means grahana, gruha, parigruha, samparigruha. So after grasping it well, after holding it or getting it very well, samparigruha. Martyaha. Martya means the mortal person. The person who is subject to maranam. Martyaha. That means he is subject to death. Etat srutva samparigruhya martyaha prabruhya. Prabruhya means after discrimination, after making the choice, prabruhya dharmam anumeta mapyaha. Dharma means we can take it as virtues or good acts, dharma, righteous things, and dharmam anumeta mapya. Anum etat etam apya. Anu etam apya. Anumetam apya. Anu etam apya. Anu is the subtle thing, small thing, smallest anu paramanu. Anu etam is this. This atma is anu, is very small, very subtle. Apya. Apya means by attaining, by getting it. Okay, apya means getting it, attaining it. Anumapya, apya. So that remember that etam is this atma that you have to take. So after you hold it well, this mortal person, after he gets this atma, once he realizes his atma, then what happens? Sa modate. Sa means he, who the person, the seeker, who is already who has realized. Sa modate is rejoices. Modate modaniyagum hi labdva. Modaniyagum. That means that which causes modanam, moda, that is joy. That which causes joy. So he is rejoicing with that. What is that? He labdha. Labdha means having obtained. Having obtained that which gives you joy. Vibhrutagum sadma. Vibhrutagum means opening out. And sadma means the abode, the house of Brahman. So when one is realized, you are happy, but you are happy because the abode to Brahman is opened out for you. Vibhrutagum sadma nachiketasam manne. So manne means thinking. I think that hey Nachiketas, this is what it happens. Okay. Now let us see the meaning of this. Means total meaning of the mantra. So after having this Atma, that means after this Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam is the process of our study, or that Vedanta Shravanam, Mananam and Nidhyasanam. After hearing that Shravanam, Etasrutva, then grasping that Atma very well. Grasping that means holding it, or you are getting it. And how do you get it? By separating this righteous thing from the unrighteous. That means you are discriminating between the Nitya and Anitya. What is Nitya? The Atma is Nitya. What is Anitya? The gross body and body, mind, intellect, that is Anitya. So you separate out your physical body and the Atma, and you hold on to the Atma. So having done that, the mortal person, he rejoices because he has obtained that thing which is the cause of all the joy. The Atma or Brahman, that is the cause of all the joy. Once he obtains that Atma, then he is happy. I consider that the abode of Brahman is wide open to Nachiketa. I means who is saying, Yamraj is saying that if this is the way that's the process. So I think Nachiketa, being a very uh, evolved person, so for him the house of Brahma, that is Brahma Loka, is wide open to him. So this is the assumption of Yamaraj. So he is, after praising Nachiketas in many ways, so he is giving this prediction. So let's go to details. A mortal, Martyaha. Martya means a person who is subject to Maranam, death. Okay, Martya it is. This is the, normally we call Martya, this is Swarga Martya. We call the Prithvi at the Martya Loka. But person also, he is Martya because he is subject to death. After going through the process of Sravanam, after hearing the words of Vedanta, and how does he hear? How does he listen? Through the Shastras and the grace of the Guru. So once he goes through the process of systematic learning of Vedanta Vijnana, he has to have a Guru. You cannot just study yourself and understand. So Shastra and Guru. That is true. Shraddha is required. For studying any subject, you require Shraddha. But here, Shraddha is defined as your Shraddha in Vishwasa in Shastra and Guru, Vedanta and Guru. Okay. So, having gone through the process of Sravanam, Sravanam is considered the main means of your knowledge. इतना साधना करते हो उसमें श्रवण is the major, because once you study only, then you can go to the next step. Mananam, Nidyasanam, you can do only when you have obtained the jnana. So once a person, a seeker, a jigyasu, or a mubukshu has obtained the jnana through Sravanam, once he obtains not only the jnana, he has grasped it very well. He says it is samparigruhya. Samparigruhya means having grasped it very well. Gruhya is what? Grahana karke. After having grasped it, then what happens? What does he grasp? He grasps that's the reality, the self. Because all that study that we do, all that jnana we want to obtain, it is for the knowledge of the reality, the knowledge of the Brahman or Atma. That Atma he realizes. This is Atma. This is that in the heart of hearts it is there, and I know how to grasp it. So having realized that, having held on to that Atma which he realizes that this is that my own self. I don't have to look for Atma outside in the sky or in the world outside. The Atma is in me. I am the Atma. How does he come to know that I am the Atma? Because he has studied. What he has studied? He has done the Nitya, Anitya, Viveka. What is Nitya? What is Anitya? What is permanent? What is eternal? Versus what is decaying and it is subject to modification. Whatever you see, I mean, all of us, normally we identify ourselves with the physical body, mind, etc. But you see, everything changes. My whole body changes. My mind changes. My intellect changes. My friends change. My property changes. My family changes. All of them are undergoing change constantly. But what is not changing is me and myself. I am the same Kamal who is born as a child. Same Kamal continues over the period of uh, decades, whereas my body has undergone so much of change, from a small child to a young man to a mature person to an old man. The whole body has changed. My mind also has changed so much. My desires, my aspirations, my emotions, my love, everything has changed. But this change is to the changing body, mind, intellect. But I am not that body, mind, intellect. I am the permanent, eternal Atma. That is continuing, is present throughout this period of the life. So that this seeker, the mumukshu, has been able to discriminate. It is like separating the nitya from the anitya, what is permanent from the impermanent. That discrimination, that separation has taken place between the Atma and the assembly of the body and mind. So, this seeker, he has been able to ascertain with the knowledge of the reality, that knowledge of the reality, that Brahma Jnana is the highest knowledge. And it is also a virtuous knowledge. So that virtuous thing, the seeker has been able to obtain. So what he says, Prabruhya dharmam anumeta mapya. Anumetam apya. That etam, this Atma, this Brahman, he has been able to hold on by discrimination. And but that is anumetam. Anum means what? Anuparmanu. Anuparmanu means that subtle subtle thing, a small thing, very small thing, but he has been able to identify that. So, apya means prapya, like that, Apya is having attained. What he has attained? This subtle thing. What is the subtle thing? This subtle thing, the Atma, the self, is very, very subtle, subtler than the subtlest. See, like this physical body at Annamaya Kosha is gross, but Manomaya Kosha is subtle. Mana is subtle, it is not visible, it is not touchable, you cannot see, hear, touch. That is subtle. But Atma is subtler than the subtlest. You cannot find subtler than things like that. So, that mortal, that man, that person who is a mumukshu, he becomes, by attaining this, by grasping this Atma, he becomes an enlightened person. By knowing only. Grasping means not holding on something. It is only knowing that this is the Atma that I am. That aham brahmaiva, aham brahmasmi. Once you know that I am that Brahman, I am that Atma, then what happens? He says, modate. he rejoices. Labdha, having obtained that Mahatma, oh, he rejoices. And that Mahatma, he is giving a description of that. Modaniyam means that is the that which causes delight. What causes the joy? That is modaniyam. Like a laddu you take, you can say that is sweet. Same way, the Atma is something which gives you joy. Okay. Therefore, Yamaraj says, therefore, I consider that this Sadma is the house of the abode of the Brahman. The abode of the Brahman is Vibrutam, wide open for him. To the person who was approached the Brahman with the right attitude, with the thinking, with the discrimination he has approached, and Yamaraj has already concluded that I consider you most fit for the liberation. That means you can go to that, you can attain the moksha. This is what he says. Okay. Now we'll do charcha on this. First, let's go to the Bhashya. Let me see if I have the Bhashya or not. Etad Atmatvam. You see whatever you can see on the screen on the is a horizontal way. I'm not able to change anyway. So I've just give you the brief meaning of this, then we move forward. Etad Atmatvam. Etad means this. Atma Tattvam, not Atmatvam. Atma Tattvam. This Atma Tattva. Atma Tattva means this, the Tattva, the reality of the Atman. So having heard Yat Aham Bakshami Tat Srutva. So this I'm going to tell you. Who is telling? Yamaraj is telling. This Atma Tattva, the reality of the Atma, when I am going to describe to you, and having listened to this, and having Etat Srutva, Acharya Prasadat. Acharya Prasadat means by the grace of the Acharya. Acharya Prasadat. Samyak Atma Bhavena. Samyak Atma Bhavena means you have received this with the Atma Bhava, that you have realized that you are the Atma. With that Bhava, you have received this. Samyak Atma Bhavena Parigruhya Upadaya Martyaha Marana Dharmat Anayatam Dharma. That means having grasped rightly as his own self. Okay? Having obtained it as its own Martya Bhavana, Atma Bhavana means having known that this is the Atma, that I am the Atma, that he has already grasped it like that. And having separated the virtuous, the self, the dharma, apetam, dharmat, anapetam. So he has separated that virtuous self from the sariradehe. Sarirade means from the sariras. All these sarira adi. That means the body, mind, intellect, all that. He has separated this virtuous Atma from the body, etc. And he is describing that Anu means Sukshma. Etat Atmanam. This Atmanam is very, very subtle. Apya. Apya means Prapya. I told you, no? Apya means Prapya. You see in that line? Apya means Prapya. samartyaho vidyam modate. That martya, that mortal being, he rejoices in that um, in that atma. Having, then how does he rejoices? Modaniyam, harsaniyam, atmanam, labdva. Labdva we obtain Modaniyam, Harsaniyam. The Modaniyam, that word utilized in the mantra, Bhashyakara is giving the meaning as Harsaniyam, that which gives you Harsa. Harsa means again happiness, joy. That Atma gives you joy, happiness. And that once the Mumukshu has obtained or grasped that Atma, having attained that, Tadetat, Tadetat, Evam Vidam, Brahma Sagya Bhavanam, Brahma Sadma Bhavanam, Nachiketasum. Tadetat Etam Bhavya was having obtained this self, which is the cause of joy, then what happens? Brahma Sadma. So he's giving the meaning of that Sadma as Bhavanam. Okay? We know that Sadma means a house or a abode. He's saying Bhavanam. Nachiketasum Tvam Pratyapabrut Dwaram Apabrutvaram Vibrutam. Okay. Tvam Prati Apabruta Dwaram Vibrutam Avimukhi Bhutam Manne Moksharya Tvam Manne Iti Aviprayah. Iti Aviprayah. Okay. That means the door to the abode of Brahman, I think, is open for you, O Nachiketa. That means you have got a qualification. Jamraj has already got known that Nachiketa is a very well qualified person for Jnanam. So he says that the door to Brahma Loka is open for you. So I consider you as the worthy person for liberation. Okay. This is a small bhashya, but it is giving the gist of it. Let us see, do a little more vichara. Vichara means we continue our manana mantras. So as I told you, this mantra is also the summary of the entire Katha Upanishad along with the previous mantra also. And it's an important mantra. It is describing that Adhyatma Yoga that was given in the previous mantra. Okay. That Adhyatma Yoga, to get into the Adhyatma Yoga means to know the Atma, or you have to know the self. Atma, no? The Atma. That what is the self which is in you. That only you have to know. And how do you know that? By this process of Sravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam. Don't get bored with these three words, but it's a process. Just normal listening from anywhere, from the YouTube or from the radio, it will not suffice. You have to listen to a guru. You have to go to a guru. And Guru's teaching is required, his grace is required for Sravanam. So we have seen in Mundaka Upanishad, Etad Vijnanartham Gurumeva Adhigachet Samit Pani Srotriyam Brahmanistha. You remember? So when a student, when he gets fed up with the sansara, when he gets bored with the sansara and he thinks that it is not sufficient, it cannot give jnana or mukti, then he goes to a guru. Etad Vijnanartham. Etad means to know that self and progressing. So tad Vijnanartham, to know that. What you have to know? That Atma, that Paramatma that we are looking for. And to know that, he proceeds to the Guru. And how does he proceed? That also is given here. Guru Pranipata, how he has to do, he has to go with some gift for the Guru. Tad Vijnanartham Samit Pani. He'll catch hold of some samit, that pigs and the woods that for the yajna he will take and give to the Guru. Guru has nothing else to do. He will do the yajna only. Samit Pani. But the Guru is described here. Srotriyam Brahmanistha. He should be well versed in the Shastras and he should be also a realized person. But then when you go to the Guru, what do you talk to Guru? What is the weather? How is the war in Ukraine going on? And you talk like this? What do you talk to the Guru? So you have to go to the Guru and talk to him, not the politics, but about Adhyatma Vidya. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, it's there. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Remember, this also we have done. So now when you're studying, we have to, in the mentally we should refer what we have studied in another text where, so in Bhagavad Gita is there, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. When you go there, you have to do pranipata. And pariprasna, then you have to ask questions. And sevaya, also you have to do seva. So all these things also becomes part of your Guru, the relationship with the Guru. So when you start learning, what is the purpose there? What is the teaching? So here in this mantra he says, Anum etam apya. Dharmya anum etam apya. So dharma we saw means dharma is the virtuous. Virtuous means what? It is the it's a dharma, it is saying. And it is also anum. That means it's a very subtle. Anu in English is an atom. Atom or nucleus or something like that we can say. Here it is indicating that is a very, very subtle Atma. The subtler than the subtlest Atma. So how do you know this Atma? Prabhuya. That means by separating, by discriminating. Like you separate, say, you take a rice and separate all the stones from there. This is good, that is not good. Or you get some vegetables and separate, this is good quality and that is kharab ho gaya, pach gaya. That is separation. That is physical separation. Here you are separating the subtle Atma from the gross body. You are separating the subtle from the gross, from Nitya from Anitya. Okay? So that's segregation. Why do you do segregation? Because they are mixed together. Okay? Every individual is a mixture of Atma and Anatma. Isn't it? All of us are a mixture. Because I am the Atma, I am also an Atma. Isn't it? So, when I have the Stula Sarira, when I see this Annamaya Kosha, is it Atma or Anatma? Annamaya Kosha is Atma or Anatma?
Anatma.
Anatma. Okay? Same way, but then there is the Atma is pervading also, but it is not the Atma. So, Annamaya Kosha is the Anatma, but there is a presence of Atma. Same way, Sukshma Sarira also Anatma. And your Karana Sarira also Anatma. But in and through all these three Sariras, gross body, subtle body, and the causal body, in and through that, we see the presence of that Atma. Atma is present in the form of consciousness, isn't it? So that conscious principle is all the time pervading our body. So this person, the mumukshu, he separates this. He separates because he doesn't get attached to this body by saying, I am the body, I cannot separate it. No, he separates it out. So, how does he separate? By knowledge. And what is the knowledge? I have many times I have talked to you regarding the 5 features of consciousness. 5 features of consciousness. If you are not written, you can note down also. Consciousness, we have already talked, consciousness is the knowledge. That Sat Chit Ananda, that Chit is the consciousness. But this consciousness also prevailing in this body or any Anatma, it is already there. So one thing is very clear, please note down that consciousness is not part, parcel or property of the body. Number one, okay? Consciousness is not part, parcel or property of the body. You cannot say that I am the part of the consciousness is not this body, or a part of it, or it is the property of the body. You can't say that. Okay, number one. Number two, consciousness enlivens the body. The presence of consciousness, the same body becomes alive. But then it is an independent principle. It pervades the body, but it is independent. It is not the body. Perfect consciousness pervades the body, enlivens the body, but it's independent. This is number two. Number three is consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body, isn't it? Consciousness is everywhere, so it is not limited by my body alone. It is present everywhere, right? Consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. Okay? But the thing is that consciousness continues to exist even after destruction of the body. Number four, okay? That consciousness continues to exist even after the body drops. Nothing happened to the Atma. Atma continues. Consciousness continues. It's present everywhere. It continues. The body only drops. So what is permanent? The consciousness. The body is martya. Okay. Then the fifth one, that body drops, consciousness is still there, but that available consciousness is not available for expression, transaction. Okay. The surviving consciousness is not available for expression or transaction. Consciousness is there, everywhere the consciousness is there, but it cannot transact, it cannot express. Because, okay, these 5 principles I told you, you noted down, right? Okay. So, why it cannot transact? Because the consciousness requires a body for expression. It requires a medium for expression. So that's why these are the 5 fundamental features of consciousness. That consciousness is when it is out of the body or the body is not there, it cannot express itself, not because it is not existing, but because it is not having a medium of transaction. Okay. But are you separating this consciousness physically? Okay, for consciousness, you stay here and anatma either, atma there. It is only in the mind. It's only in the understanding only. All that you're studying only in the understanding. That means the jnana only, nothing else. I'll give an example.
Body is a sanghata, mixture of
Sanghata.
anatma and atma.
Yes. No, body is a sanghata of anatma alone. Don't mix that consciousness presence is different. But sanghata, when you say, sanghata means it's a assembly. It's like a car. Car is assembled. It has got its body, it has got its wheels, and it's got steering gear and engines. All these are put together. That is sanghata. But remember, sanghatham parartham. Sanghata parartham. Because इतना सब बन गया, इतना गाड़ी फड़ी बन गया, assembled car, but that car is not meant for the car only. Somebody else will drive it. So this sanghata is parartham. Okay? So all the sanghata, all the assemblies, all the everything, whatever physical is put together, it is meant for somebody else. Okay? Sanghartham parartham. So coming back to the example that I wanted to give you, see, in a full moon night, on a Purnima day, Purnima night, you see the full moon. Okay? You experience the light, moonlight also. Okay? You experience the moonlight. For a child, it's a moonlight. A Agyani, it's a moonlight. But person who knows it really, he'll say, no, yes, moonlight I can experience. But this light is not a moonlight. This is sunlight only, it is being reflected. Isn't it? The sunlight is being reflected because you know the moon doesn't have light. So, same way here, anybody sees you, he'll say he's a conscious person, he's a lively person, all that. But a Jnani will know this life is not coming from the body. It is coming from the consciousness that is pervading everywhere. It's a reflection of consciousness is here. The example is okay? ठीक है ना? Okay. So, for that, knowing that, to have that jnana, you require the Adhyatma Yoga. So, in that Adhyatma Yoga, what you come to know? You know the nature of that Atma. What we saw, that nature of Atma is nature of consciousness, and I told you that. The 5 principles that I told you, that is the nature. And that Atma Swarupam, how do you know it? The process of knowing it, the jnana. The jnana is obtained through the process, as I told you, Sravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam. These 2-3 things has to be there. And what is the result of that? Jnana Phalam. So the first stage is of the Jnana Yoga is Sravanam. Okay? That you are going to the Guru and finding out how to do that. So after listening to the Guru, and you know this is the nature of the Atma, and you know that these 5 features of consciousness is there, all that is there, you understand that I am not the consciousness, I'm not the body, I am the consciousness. Still you have doubts. Those doubts are removed by the process of Mananam. Mananam means you are doing reflection. You are trying to comprehend why this consciousness is different than the body itself. All that doubt you have to remove. Whatever happens to the mortal body, I will remain permanent. I am that eternal consciousness. Even though I cannot express myself without a physical body, but I am okay, I am happy all the time, I am present. So the wise person knows that he is the consciousness, identifies with the consciousness, and is happy all the time because he is not worried. What will happen to me? At the most, this body will drop. Even the body drops, I am also continuing. I am the Atma, I am the Paramatma, I am consciousness, nothing will happen to me because I am the consciousness. I am not this physical body. Let the body drop. If I have done some satkarma and I can get liberated, there is no more rebirth. If I have to take a rebirth, I will take another body. I always say, why to get scared of this body? Why to get suffer in this old body? You might as well take another new body and as a child you rejoice. Okay? But you rejoice here only, in this body, wherever you are, you rejoice because that is the nature of that Atma. That is the nature. Ananda Swarupa is my own nature. So I rejoice. I don't care about whatever is happening. So that samparigruha, when it says separation, that is the mananam part. Removing the doubt. But that doubt removing is at the level of intellect. Remember, there are many bodies, everybody, millions of people are there, many bodies are there, but there is only one consciousness. Isn't it? Only one consciousness. It is pervading throughout, throughout here, there, everywhere, entire world, entire universe, entire cosmos, there is only one consciousness. That consciousness is lighting up my body, your body, his body, her body, and everybody in the world. That the physical bodies are plural. Many are there. Many nama rupa is there. But consciousness is one that is singular. One consciousness pervading the entire universe. This is called, through Mananam, you are able to know that this consciousness that I am is different from the physical body that is there. The body will drop, but I will continue. If you have this clear understanding, then you come to the next level, which we call it Nididhyasanam. What is Nididhyasanam? In this mantra, when he says Anu etam apya, when you come to know that, claiming that Atma is myself, then you are already in the process of Nidhyasana. Otherwise, you cannot accept that I am the Atma, I am not the physical body. When you are able to accept that, you are in the process of Nidhyasana. I am not the body, I am the user of the body. Okay? I am the user of the body. So you say, Tana mana dhana, sab kuch tera, kuch na lage mera. That version is there, no? तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लगे मेरा, ओम जय जगदीश हरे. ये सब कुछ तेरा है, तेरे तुझको अर्पण. मेरा क्या होता है? आई एम दैट प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस.
मामू उसमें भी है, सुख संपत्ति घर में आए, सुख संपत्ति घर में आए.
हाँ, सुख संपत्ति सब घर में आ गए, ठीक है. बट दैट इज ए, सी, that's the way we connect. In our prayers, it's all there, but we are not able to understand. This, I'll tell you about this particular aspect. Sukha Sampati Ghar mein aaye. This Atma Bhava normally Deha Abhimana. Deha Abhimana means attachment to the body, isn't it? Normally, we say, I am Mahesh Mahavatra, that means I am this physical body. Nobody relates to your Atma, right? That Deha Abhimana is the foundation of our all other attachments. First, I am attached to myself, my physical body. Then everybody in the family also, I am attached because my physical body is I'm considering as myself. So you have sons, daughters, and son-in-laws or daughter-in-laws or grandsons, granddaughters, all of them. That attachment comes because I am attached to this physical body. Body is not bad. Body is required. The physical conditions of the body also must be maintained. Because by using this body, I can do my spiritual sadhana, and I can, by using this body, I can progress in my path of liberation. But claiming that I am the body is not a sadhana, it is sodhana. They say that you have to start with me, mine. Start with ये मेरा है, ये this is me and Mary. Now let people say, no, this is me and mine, ये मेरा करते करते लोग मारामारी भी करते हैं. That means you keep on fighting by saying that this is my place, this is my land, even 1 inch of the land I cannot give, like the Kauravas claimed that I cannot give even one, even the tip of the arrow also I will not give you land. Same way, you hold on to whatever you have got in life, the family, the self, the family, the wife, the husband, and whatever the property you have acquired in the last, say, 3 months, or 3 years, or 30 years, lifetime, whatever you have got, you continue to say, this is me and mine. This is my physical body, me, and my family, and my people, and my possessions. Once you identify with the consciousness, with Atma, then everything else falls apart. You give up this ahankara, give up the mamakara, and all that you do arpana to Vishwarupa. That Vishwarupa Ishvara, you sacrifice all that you see me and mine, because I am the supreme consciousness. These are nothing for me. Okay, because न कर्मेण न प्रजया धनेन त्यागे नैके amrutatva manasu. Remember this, my dear students. We have done in Katha Upanishad. Where is Mahesh gone? Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manasu. Because amrutatvam, that liberation, you cannot gain by karma, or by producing many children, or by wealth. Only through tyaga you can obtain. And what is the tyaga? The tyaga of your ahankara and mamakara. You see, me and my things. You see what you are holding on to, that you give up to Bhagavan. Let the whole universe enjoy this. Because I am beyond that. But then whoever is able to understand this, he understands. Whoever doesn't want to understand, or he doesn't understand, तो जिसको जितना पढ़ा हो भी नहीं होगा. So for everyone is different. So level of understanding or knowledge is different. So you cannot say that in the same class somebody has somebody has evolved more and somebody has evolved less. So this is becomes, oh God. So this person, modate, once he realizes, he rejoices. Okay. Samodate. And modate because he rejoices in the Atma. Hari Om. So this completes the class today. So we'll close the class now. Hari Om.
Very